What's good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to you with another video. I'm going to cover all the big trades first. So we're going to talk about Emmanuel Mudiay getting traded to the New York Knicks, a team that I told you guys a month ago, actually, that Mudiay, he hasn't been fitting in. He hasn't been getting the touches. He hasn't been getting the minutes. And it's only a matter of time before they trade him because his contract is up in 2019, his rookie deal, which means you will either have to trade him to get a pick or keep him and let him go and restrict the free agency and get nothing. Because if you don't want Emmanuel Mudiay, you're not going to match the offer, which means you might as well trade him. And the best part of them trading him, the Knicks can now see what they will get out of Emmanuel Mudiay. He looked kind of hurt. His 3-point shooting was up a little bit during the season. He's still shooting 37% from three. He's still shooting 37% from three, 80% from the free throw line, but you can't really take those numbers serious because he don't get that many touches. He don't get that much time. He don't get really that many shots, but he's been making the best out of opportunities. He showed some slight improvement. He's a little bit more aggressive. He's a little bit more confident in that jump shot. Obviously, if you're the Knicks, this is what you will want. Really, out of a point guard, you want a guy that's hungry, that want to prove himself, that want to prove that he a starter. Bad part about it, you're going to have to pay him the money. They got Hardaway. They got Nina Keena. Nina Keena is a guy that can play the point guard or the shooting guard position because he's lanky, he's long and athletic. But you still get a guy in Mudiay who shows potential. He's 6'5", too, and he's a lot more hungrier now that he lost his spot to Jamal Murray in 1 year. Remember, Mudiay was starting Jamal Murray first year. Going into his second year, Mudiay lost his spot, and Jamal Murray is now the point guard of the future so much that they even traded Mudiay to a team that I told you guys that would be available to take him, and they traded him to the Knicks. And Mudiay is a guy that has been highly disappointed. He played overseas instead of going to college. People still had him as a top 10 pick, and he ended up going in the top 10 to Denver. Denver wanted to rebuild around him. The guy couldn't shoot. He couldn't create his own shot enough. He couldn't space out the floor, and he wasn't as athletic as people thought because he could barely get to the rim in the free throw line a lot. So he really, really struggled to score the basketball, and that's going to be the biggest problem with Emmanuel Mudiay's career. Can he create his own shot? Can he score the basketball? Same problem they having with Lonzo Ball and with the Lakers. Yes, you can pass. Yes, you're athletic. He can get out in transition. He can get to the basket if you don't want to pay attention, or he get that first step. But he can't score consistently enough to the point where he can't score consistently enough to the point where the guy just don't have it. And with that being said, I think that they had to move him, especially because he clears some cap space for them, and you can get a pick in return just getting rid of him. And this team is already young with Jokic and Murray and Gary Harris, who they just locked up to a long-term deal. This team is going in the right direction, which I mean the Nuggets. And Mudiay wasn't part of the future, and he's coming off the bench. You're going to pay him $4 million. You're going to get nothing for him in restricted free agency. Why not get a pick, get something, and clear the cap space of Mudiay so that way you have $3 to $4 million the next couple years under your belt that you can spend on somebody else that actually fit and actually will work better on the team. And like I said, the Knicks get a guy that has a lot of potential, still showing age. He's not even 25 yet. Still got another year on his rookie contract, so you can try him out this season. If he don't work, you can see if he improve next season, and if he doesn't, you can just let him go by trading him, or don't match no offer sheet and let him walk basically for free because you get the you get the cap space anyway, so it's a win-win. But with Nina Keena and Mudiay, you're gonna need a guy that can be your franchise point guard. Both of those players are growing. Both of those players are getting better. Both of those players showing signs of improvement, showing signs that they can be stars. And you want to get a chance to see if they can, especially since Kristaps Porzingis is now injured with a torn ACL. You're going to get more opportunity to see how much you can get out of both of them because somebody going to have to score the ball. Somebody going to have to make plays. And somebody going to have to show, why they picked them. Tim Hardaway Jr. already showing potential. You have a lot of players on this roster that need an opportunity. Now that Porzingis is gone, that's 10, 15, 20 more shots that you can get And with him being gone, you're rebuilding anyway because you're going to lose without your best player. They already wasn't even in the playoffs. You can go. You already wasn't in the playoffs even with Kristaps Porzingis. So with that being said, you get something out of it, which is Mudiay. And with that being said, we're gonna see if he can really play. We're gonna see if he can really do it again. And if he can't, he's just gonna be a guy that's either gonna be a bench player in and out of the league, or he's gonna have to go overseas, which is the sad part about it because he had a lot of potential and he still does. And Jeff Hornacek is a guy that can give you good point guards. He makes a lot of good point guards. He had Dragic, he had Bledsoe, and he made the best out of that situation. Maybe he can make the best out of Nina Killer, Tim Hardaway, and Mudiay. Mudiay wanted to prove that he was a starter in his league, and he failed to do that. And now he has another opportunity with a good offensive coach, and Jeff Hornacek that can utilize his abilities better because he had a guy like Bledsoe that wanted to prove himself, and he couldn't really shoot as much, even though Bledsoe obviously is better than Mudiay is. But we'll see what happens. Dallas, they just basically get a salary dump. They get rid of Devin Harris to basically get a pick. They also you have the Denver Nuggets. I mean, Dallas getting Doug McDermott, who's a shooter, space out the floor. I don't really think they're going to need him in the long run. Doug McDermott basically been a journeyman. He's been going from team to team and team to team for the last couple years. Nobody really wants to keep him. People use him. He's still an NBA player. He's just not a guy that's going to be one of your franchise players in general. He's going to be a guy that's going to come in and give you quality minutes, knock down some threes, space out the floor. And with that being said, that's all you can really ask him to do at this point. He basically was a top 10 pick, but he showed that he really is just a role player on the highest level. And also, it's some picks that's involved in this. Denver will acquire Devin Harris in a future first round pick, and the Knicks will send Doug McDermott to the Mavericks, and obviously the Knicks will get Emmanuel Mudiay in a pick too. It's some unknown players that's basically drafting stash. Let's just say we'll take these players' contracts in the future. Most of those players don't even come over anyway, and even if they do, it's just extra, or you can bring them in when they feel like it, or you can bring it in when both sides agree to bring them in. And like I said, Dallas get another. If they don't keep Doug McDermott, they can just waive them or trade them for a second round pick probably, and then they get the cap space for Doug McDermott. Even though he's a quality player in the league, he's not a guy that you need on your roster. You have to have, and neither is Devin Harris. They probably not even gonna keep Devin Harris either, which is smart because he still can play. He's still a veteran. He still knows how to play. He still know how to get a shot. But Devin Harris is a guy that's replaceable. And even though he knows the system and he knows Rick Carlisle and Mark Cuban well, they can always get him back in the future. And worst case scenario, they replace him with a younger player that they need to build around Harrison, Noel, and obviously Dennis Smith Jr. Let me know what you guys think, though. Do you think this is a good trade for the Knicks? Do you think Mudiay still is a star? Do you think he still can contribute? Do you think he has a lot left in the tank? He's only 21. He's turning 22 this year. He's showing some decent numbers. But like I said, his career, to make and break his career, can he create a shot? Can he create his own shot? Can he make shots? And we know he can pass. We know he's a solid defender, but he's going to have to be able to shoot or score, either one. If he can't, he's either going to be a guy in and out of the league, or he's not going to be able to stay in the league. Doug McDermott proved that he's an NBA player basically this year and last year, and he showed that he can be a solid shooter if you give him the space, and he still can create his own shot if you give him a little bit. If you don't respect McDermott, he can get hot. If you know what he can do and go to the scouting report, you know how you can guard him, and you know that he can shoot and score. So I like the trade for everybody. I'm not saying it's a win-win. This is just a trade to make for cap space, to make for roster space, to make the Knicks have, hey, Porzingis gone, let's try out another prospect. We have the cap space. We have the availability at the point guard position. Jared Jack is a guy, and the other people on this roster that they're not here to stay for the long term. And now that Porzingis is down for a whole year going into the draft, going into the next season, you might as well try out as many young talents as you can. Let them get minutes, let them get touches, and see what you have. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description in the comment section below. And let me know what you guys think, how Emmanuel Mudiay's career will play out with the New York Knicks. He's playing for a big city now. It's going to be a lot of pressure. They're going to have high expectations. And we're going to see if he's going to be able to deliver, or is he just going to be a backup point guard or in and out of the league.